The anchor in the storm. A narrative journey through difficult days. Take a deep breath. Imagine you are standing in the middle of a vast open field. The sky, once a brilliant blue, has curdled into a heavy, suffocating grey. There is no thunder yet, no lightning, just the oppressive weight of the air, the kind that tells you a storm isn't coming. It's already here. We all have these days. The days where the alarm clock sounds like a funeral knell. The days where the simplest tasks, making coffee, answering an email, tied up laces, feel like climbing a mountain with a backpack full of stones. These are the difficult days. They aren't always born from tragedy. Sometimes they are born from the slow accumulation of life's friction. But what if you had a map? Not a map to escape the storm, but a checklist to survive it. Today we are going to walk through 10 sacred principles. This is the checklist for difficult days. If you are feeling overwhelmed, lost, or simply tired, stay with me. Let these words be your anchor. 1. I took a deep breath before reacting. The world is a machine designed to provoke us. On a difficult day, every minor inconvenience feels like a personal attack. The traffic light turns red just as you arrive. A colleague uses a sharp tone. The internet cuts out during a deadline. Your body's natural response is fight or flight. Your heart races, your jaw tightens, and the words of anger or despair sit right on the edge of your teeth. But there is a superpower hidden in the human anatomy, the diaphragm. When you take a deep breath, you are not just taking in oxygen, you are reclaiming time. In that 3-second inhale and 4-second exhale, you create a sacred gap between the stimulus and your response. In that gap, you are free. You are no longer a victim of the world's chaos. You are the observer. Think of the breath as the reset button on a corrupted piece of software. It tells your nervous system, we are safe, we are not under siege. We have the luxury of choice. On your hardest days, the most rebellious thing you can do is breathe slowly while the world screams for you to hurry. 2. I was kind to myself. We are often our own most brutal taskmasters. When we are struggling, a voice inside our head begins a relentless critique. Why are you so slow? Why can't you just get it together? Look at everyone else. They are doing fine. Stop. Imagine a dear friend came to you on their worst day, tears in their eyes, hands shaking. Would you tell them they are a failure? Would you list their flaws? No. You would pull out a chair, make them tea, and tell them it's okay to be human. Being kind to yourself means treating you as if you were someone else you were responsible for helping. It means acknowledging that your battery is at 5%, and rather than getting angry that the light is dim, you decide to plug it in. Kindness on a difficult day is not a luxury. It is a survival strategy. It is the soft pillow for a bruised ego. 3. I avoided judging myself. Judgment is a cage. When we judge ourselves for having a difficult day, we add a second layer of suffering to the first. There is the primary pain, the bad day itself, and the secondary pain, the guilt of having the bad day. Self-judgment sounds like logic, but it is actually a poison. It's the belief that we should be above human emotion, but the weather doesn't apologize for being rainy. The trees don't feel guilty for losing their leaves in autumn. To avoid judgment is to look at your reflection and say, I am struggling right now, and that is a neutral fact. It is not good. It is not bad. It simply is. When you stop being your own judge, jury, and executioner, you finally have the energy to start healing. 4. I sought something that calmed me down. On difficult days, our senses are raw. The world is too loud, too bright, too fast. To survive, we must actively seek sensory sanctuaries. What is your anchor? For some, it is the weight of a heavy blanket. For others, it is the rhythmic sound of rain on a window pane or the smell of cedarwood. It might be a specific song that feels like a warm hug or the repetitive motion of knitting or drawing. Seeking calm isn't about fixing the day. It's about lowering the volume of the world. It's about creating a small, indestructible bubble of peace. When you find that one thing, that one scent, sound, or sight, cling to it. It is your lighthouse in the fog. 5. I didn't make impulsive decisions. The difficult day version of you is not the real you. It is a version of you filtered through exhaustion, stress, and perhaps a touch of despair. This version of you wants to quit the job, end the relationship, send the bridge-burning text, or throw away the project. There is an old maritime rule: never change your course in a gale. When your emotions are high, your wisdom is low. Impulsivity is a masked attempt to gain control over a situation that feels uncontrollable, but the control it offers is an illusion. Wait. Let the sun set. Let the sun rise. Give yourself 24 hours of silence. Usually, by the time the storm passes, the urgent need to destroy things has vanished with the clouds. 6. I accepted that not everything depends on me. We carry the weight of the world because we mistakenly believe we are the ones holding it up. We feel responsible for the moods of others, the outcome of global events, the happiness of our families, and the success of our careers, all at once. This is the path to burnout. On a difficult day, you must practice radical surrender. Accept that you are a small part of a vast, complex universe. You cannot control the wind. You can only adjust your sails. Some things will fail despite your best efforts. People will be unhappy despite your kindness. The world will turn without your permission. Realizing this isn't a defeat, it's a liberation. It allows you to put down the heavy weights you were never meant to carry in the first place. 7. I asked for support. Hyperindependence is often a trauma response. We tell ourselves, I can handle this alone, because we are afraid of being a burden or appearing weak. But humans are tribal creatures. We were never meant to endure the dark nights of the soul in isolation. Asking for support doesn't always mean a 3-hour therapy session. Sometimes it's a text to a friend saying, I'm having a hard time. Can we talk for 5 minutes? Sometimes it's asking your partner to handle dinner because you're at your limit. There is a profound courage in vulnerability. When you allow someone to help you, you aren't just helping yourself. You are giving them the gift of being useful. You are strengthening the invisible threads that hold us all together. 8. I allowed myself to rest. In our culture, rest is often treated as a reward for productivity. We think we have to earn the right to lie down. But rest is a biological necessity, especially when the mind is weary. Resting isn't just sleeping. It's doing nothing without feeling guilty about it. It's turning off the phone. It's staring at the ceiling. It's letting your brain go offline so it can reorganize the data of your life. If you are tired, learn to rest, not to quit. A field that is never left fallow will eventually stop producing. You are the field. Today, let yourself be quiet. The world will still be there when you wake up. 9. I remembered that everything passes. This is the most painful and most beautiful truth in existence: impermanence. The worst day of your life only lasts 24 hours. The most intense grief eventually becomes a dull ache. The sharpest anxiety eventually softens into a sigh. Just as the tide goes out, it must come in. When you are in the middle of a difficult day, it feels like forever. It feels like this is your new permanent reality. But look back at your life. You have a 100% success rate of surviving your bad days. You have been here before, and you have made it to the other side every single time. This too shall pass. It is the law of the universe. 10. I took a small step. When the mountain is too big to climb, don't look at the summit. Look at your feet. A difficult day paralyzes us because we think about everything we have to do. Instead, choose one tiny, almost insignificant thing. Wash one dish. Write one sentence. Brush your hair. Drink one glass of water. These small steps are victories. They prove to your subconscious that you still have agency. You are still the captain of your soul, even if you're currently just steering through a puddle. One small step doesn't get you to the finish line, but it moves you away from the starting block of despair. Conclusion: how to protect our inner light. As we close this journey, remember that your spirit is like a flame. On sunny days, the flame burns bright and easy, but on these difficult days, the wind is trying to blow it out. To protect yourself, you must build a glass lantern around your soul. This lantern is made of the boundaries you set, the kindness you show yourself, and the checklist you just followed. You are precious. Your peace is worth more than any deadline, any opinion, or any expectation. Guard your energy. Be gentle with your heart. You are doing much better than you think you are. If you love this story and want to hear more like it, please hit that subscribe button. It truly means the world to us and helps us grow. And hey, while you're at it, let's aim for 50 likes on this video. Help us smash that goal.